Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Stay Present by Kaylee Ryan. Narrated by Alexa Elmy and Eric MacArthur. Prologue. Jordyn. I can't breathe. The world around me is muffled, and all I can hear is my pulse pounding in my ears. I don't want to go. Not like this. My hands tremble as I sit beside my mother, waiting to board our flight. I don't want to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. My chest heaves with each breath I force into my lungs. Each breath is painful and labored, as if the weight of an elephant is sitting on my chest. It's not the weight of an elephant. It's much worse. It's heartbreak, pain, and regret. All three combined are threatening to pull me under. Not able to sit here a second longer, I jump to my feet. Where do you think you're going? My mother asks. There is so much malice in her tone. It makes me hate her even more than I do for her making me do this. I need to use the ladies' room. I manage to speak, but my voice doesn't sound like my own. We board soon. She raises her eyebrows. It's a silent warning not to run off or do anything that's not mother-approved. It's the same look I've seen from her my entire life. I swallow thickly and nod before forcing one foot in front of the other and rushing toward the ladies' room. Once inside, I move to the nearest wall and rest against it, pulling large gulps of air into my lungs. My legs wobble, so I slide to the floor, not giving a damn of what I'm about to sit in. It doesn't matter. My life is no longer my own. Not that it ever has been. I'm an adult. I shouldn't have to bend to my mother's will, but then she involved him. My hopes and dreams are now mere thoughts in my mind, and my heart is shattered. Millions of tiny pieces that used to be his, that still are his, will never be put back together. Heartbreak, pain, regret. All three emotions revolve around him. I've run this through my head a million different ways, and I know that this is my only option. I have to do as she says. But the thought of losing him is tearing me apart inside. I've never felt this kind of hurt. The kind that wraps you in a cocoon, but it's not comforting. It's a constant reminder of what's lost and what once was. Fumbling with my purse, I reach inside for my phone. I pull up his name and swallow back the sob that's threatening to break free. I stare at the last message he sent me, and I can no longer hold the tears at bay. I swipe at my eyes, barely able to see the screen. I hover over the keys, but words fail me. I'm in an impossible situation. I can't see a way out of this, and I know that leaving him alone is best for him. I know that this is the right choice, the only choice, but it hurts. I fear the ache in my chest will forever be there as a reminder of what I've lost. Locking the screen of my phone, my hands fall to my lap. It doesn't matter how badly I want to reach out to him. I know I can't. I rest my head against the bathroom wall. I don't think about the germs I'm sure I'm sitting in, because all I can think about is him. All I can feel is love for him and hatred for her, my mother. It's because of him that I'll never be the same. I'll never love another the way I love him. And my mother? She's ruined any sliver of a relationship we might have had. I know what love feels like now. True, unconditional love. And he's the one that gave it to me. The day I met Ryder Kincaid changed my life.
Chapter 1. Ryder. My phone feels like hot coals in my pocket. She's back. The love of my life left town without telling me 2 years ago, and today, of all days, the day my brother Archer marries his girl Scarlett, she reaches out to me. I read her message, but quickly shoved my phone into my pocket and pasted on a smile for my brother. Archer deserves his day to be drama-free. My brothers have picked me up and gotten me drunk more times than I can count since the day Jordyn left. Today will not be about her. Today, I get to see another of my brothers marry. I'm gaining another sister, and I couldn't be happier for both of them. It's just me and the twins that remain single, and that's a hard pill to swallow. I assumed Jordyn and I would be married by now, at least engaged. I fell hard and fast for her, but she did too. She told me she loved me, and when I looked into her big, brown eyes, I saw that love. I could feel it in her touch. What was supposed to be 18 months turned into 2 years, and I still have yet to receive an explanation as to why she left without saying a word. Her message, the one that's sitting on my phone, haunts me. It's taking everything I have not to call her and demand to see her. However, I hold strong. Today, my family needs me. And if I'm being honest, I need them. I don't know what it means that she's back in town. No matter how bad I want to, I know we can't just pick up where we left off. It's not that simple. I love her just as much today as I did the day she left. When she left, I second-guessed myself. I thought maybe she wasn't my one, that maybe she wasn't the only girl for me. But no matter how hard I tried to forget her, I just couldn't. She walked away without a word, and communication has been minimal since she's been gone. But here I am, still madly in love with her. I love her, but the hurt is still there. She broke me. It doesn't help that my brothers are dropping like flies, marrying the women that they were meant to spend the rest of their lives with. They're having babies, and our family is growing, but I feel as though I'm standing still, as if I'm the same Ryder from 2 years ago who knocked on his girlfriend's door only to be told by her roommate that she's gone, left for Paris without saying goodbye. Shaking out of my thoughts, I put myself into the moment. Archer shifts his stance as he waits for Scarlett to appear. I push all thoughts of Jordyn as far out of my mind as I can, but let's be honest, she's always there. When you love someone, you can't just forget, but I can pretend for a few hours. I can plaster on a smile and appreciate my family, enjoying the moment of yet another one of my brothers pledging to love his girl for the rest of his life, and hug my new sister. It pains me to ignore Jordyn, but maybe a dose of her own medicine is what she needs. Besides, her message was simple and to the point. She didn't ask to see me. It was simply a for-your-information kind of text. I hate it. And the way my phone sears against my skin, even through the fabric of my pants, demanding I acknowledge her. Jordyn. I'm back home, in Atlanta. I wanted you to hear it from me. That's it. Not asking when we could meet up, or that she missed me, just that she was back and wanted me to know. Fuck. My heart starts to race when I think about seeing her again. I feel a hand clamp down on my shoulder, and I turn to see my dad, smiling widely. He nods to the back, and I see Scarlett appear. Yeah, Jordyn is just going to have to wait. Uncle Ryder, it's your turn! My niece Blakely rushes toward me. I brace myself to catch her, lifting her into the air. My turn for what? I ask, placing a loud, smacking kiss on her cheek, which makes her giggle. Blakely turned 7 in May, and she's a little fireball. She was the first of my nieces and nephews, the first grandchild for my parents, and she remained that way for a few years. We've spoiled her rotten, and none of us would have it any other way.
To dance with me. Mommy says it's a dance card, but I don't have a card, just lots of uncles.
She shrugs, looking more like a 17-year-old than a 7-year-old. It's my turn, you say? She bobs her little head up and down.
Yep. Didn't you see me with Uncle Archer? He used his arm porn to lift me high in the air. Way, way high.
Her eyes are round with excitement and wonder.
You mean like this?
I move my hands to her hips and hold her in the air over my head before bringing her back down. She's a tiny thing at 7, but it's still not as easy to do as it was a few years ago. There's a pang of sadness in my chest. She's growing up so fast. It bothers me, so I can only imagine how her dad, my brother Declan, feels about it.
Good job, Uncle Ryder!
She places a kiss on my cheek and hugs her arms around my neck. She wiggles, trying to get me to put her down. What are you doing?
I have more uncles on my dance card,
she tells me. We didn't have our dance yet. She shrugs again.
We kinda did, like that movie Mommy and all my aunts watch.
She taps her index finger to her chin.
You know, the one with all the dancing and your name is Baby?
She giggles. Declan walks up, and I raise my brows at him. You been letting my niece watch Dirty Dancing? I ask him. What? His face pales.
Relax.
Kennedy joins us, a smile lighting up her face.
The movie, you know, with Patrick Swayze. He's dreamy, right, Mommy? And he's got the arm porn like Uncle Archer.
We don't even try to hide our laughter from this kid anymore. We draw looks from others in the room, but that's nothing new when my niece Blakely is involved. I'll show you arm porn. I flex, and she tilts her head to the side to study my arm. Is it possible to get a complex from the scrutiny of a 7-year-old?
Meh,
she says, and I tickle her sides. She giggles, reaching out for her dad to save her. You did this to yourself, sweetheart. Declan sniggers.
Mommy!
Blakely squirms as she laughs and points her arms toward Kennedy, who takes her from me.
We ladies have to stick together.
Kennedy drops a kiss to Blakely's cheek, then her husband's, before the two of them saunter off, still smiling. Lucky bastard, I say, knocking my elbow into Declan's stomach. He stares after his wife and daughter with a dopey grin on his face, and eventually turns to face me. Yeah, he agrees. His face sobers. You good? Yep, why wouldn't I be? He gives me a pointed look, and I don't bother to hide the roll of my eyes. I swear, 8 brothers and you assholes gossip worse than 16 sisters. I grouse. He shrugs. All part of being a Kincaid. Yeah, I grumble good-naturedly. So, Jordyn? Wait. I look up to see Orrin and Brooks headed our way. They're both wearing shit-eating grins, proud of themselves for butting into our conversation, into my life. Proceed, Brooks continues, bouncing his 2-year-old daughter, Remy, on his hip. I reach out for my niece, and she comes willingly. Tell your daddy and your uncles to behave, I say, kissing the top of her nose.
Have.
Remy points at her dad, and I grin. Daddy loves you, Brooks tells her.
Love you,
Remy replies immediately. What did we miss? Orrin asks. Nothing, I say. Yet, Declan adds. Nothing to tell. She's back? Orrin asks. It's not like he doesn't already know. This is just his way of butting into the conversation. That's what her message said, I confirm. Did you text her back? Brooks asks. Nope. I was a little busy watching our brother get married. And now? Declan asks. He raises his eyebrows, and he reminds me so much of Dad when we were younger and being grilled on some kind of trouble the 9 of us were getting into. Family first. A pang of sadness fills my chest, because I always thought that Jordyn would be my family. In fact, I still think of her that way, and I'll be damned if that doesn't make me feel pathetic. Brooks reaches over and places his hands over Remy's ears. Bullshit. He releases her, and she giggles. Daddy! She reaches for him, and I release my hold on her. I was using my niece as a buffer from my brothers, and now I feel even more emotionally raw and exposed. Not that Remy could mask any of that. No matter the stair-stepped age difference between all of us, I'm close with all of my brothers. Oren is the oldest at 36. At 24, I'm second to youngest, next to the twins, who just turned 22. Every 2 years, my parents had another boy until they got to the last. The twins, Maverick and Merrick, were double the trouble, and they stopped there. It's a running joke. That's not the reason, but growing up, we teased the twins about it, all in good fun. She can wait, I finally say. It's been 2 years with minimal communication on her end. She picks today of all days to text me and tell me that she's back? I should have known before her plane touched down. Instead, I get a text that she's back, and that's it. She can wait. Alyssa, Sterling's wife, steps next to us. She places her hands on my arm, giving it a gentle squeeze. Alyssa has been in all our lives for as long as I can remember. She and Sterling grew up as best friends. We could all see that they both wanted more. It took them a little longer to confess, but once they did, it was full speed ahead. My brother married her as soon as he could, and now she's our sister. You boys look pretty intense. How about I take Rem over to see Mommy? Mommy? Remy reaches out to Alyssa, who takes her into her arms, settling her on her hip. You need one of those. Oren points toward Remy. Alyssa's eyes light up. Yeah, I think you might be right. With a wink and a bomb dropped, she walks away. I'm surprised she's not already, I say, as we watch her walk over to where her husband, our brother Sterling, is sitting at a table. He pushes back, and she doesn't hesitate to take a seat on his lap. Alyssa is tiny compared to Sterling, but somehow they just fit. It's always been them, and I couldn't imagine my brother with anyone else. Good thing, since they're married and madly in love. Just like the rest of my siblings. 6 of the 9 are married and living there happily ever after, and I couldn't be happier for them. It also reminds me of what I lost. My family has a motto: work hard and love harder. It's something our dad shared with us a lot growing up, and we've all molded our lives around it. I've loved Jordyn as hard as I could for both of us since the moment she left, and I want nothing more for her to be back in my life, a permanent part of my world. But at the same time, I need answers. She's my one. I feel it deep in my chest, but sometimes love might not be enough. That's a hard pill I've had to learn to swallow since she's been gone. I decided after a late night of drinking with my brothers that I'd give her time. I'd wait for her internship to end and for her to come home, and then we could make decisions from there. I didn't know then that she would extend her time by 6 months. I want her. I love her. I just don't know if that's enough. I agree, Declan says, pulling me out of my thoughts. She can wait. Tell us where your head is at? Oren asks. Can we wait to have this conversation when everyone is here? I don't really feel like slicing open my heart more than once if I can prevent it. Give me 5. Brooks saunters off. He stops and kisses his wife, Palmer, rubbing her pregnant belly, before he makes his rounds, pulling all of my brothers to follow him like the Pied Piper. "Let's step away," Rushton suggests. He turns and walks away, and we all follow. I love and hate this all at once. I love my brothers and would lay down my life for them, their wives and their kids. However, I hate that closeness when I'm the one they're trying to fix. They mean well, and hell, I've done it to each of them at one point or the other. I just hate being the one on the receiving end. I follow my brothers to the other side of the park. I wait for them to talk, but when I see Brooks look over his shoulder, I follow his gaze and see Deacon making his way toward us. Deacon is married to my cousin Ramsey, and he might as well be another brother, because we love Ramsey as if she were our sister. "Sorry, I had to move Bryn to her mama. She finally conked out for her nap with all the excitement." "Tell us where your head is at?" Orrin repeats his earlier words. "I assume you all know about Jordyn texting me?" I ask, even though I know the answer. I get a group of nods, causing me to release a heavy sigh. I don't know where my head is, if I'm being honest. It's all over the fucking place. "Do you still love her?" Sterling asks. Yes. Loving Jordyn was never the issue. But the hurt, it's still there. It's been 2 damn years, and I still want her, but I'm so fucking mad at her. I don't know how to deal with either emotion. "So let's break this down," Maverick says. "You should start by deciding if you want to fight." "Wow," Archer pats Maverick on the back. "Who are you, and where is my little brother?" "Fuck off," Maverick laughs. "I've watched all you assholes fuck up time and time again with your women. I know what not to do, so thanks for that." He smirks. "Yeah, we've been watching and learning," Merrick parrots. "It's a good question," Deacon chimes in. I think about the question, letting it roll around in my mind. Not that I need to. I know the answer. I just give myself time to wonder if I could give her up. And the answer is no. Not unless I know there is no hope for us at all. Even then, I'm not sure I could ever really let her go. "Yeah," I tell them. "I want to fight." "We need a plan," Rushton speaks up. "I want to fight for her. For us. Fuck, guys, I feel as though that's all I've been doing. The last 2 years loving her from afar, trying to keep this, whatever this is, alive. I want her. I love her. That hasn't changed." "What has?" Sterling asks. "The pain. It's deeper, more concrete, and no matter how badly I want to run to her, I know that it's not that easy. I want to fight, but I need her to do the same." "Ryder, bro, I hear you," Orrin says. "But you have to give her the chance to fight." "I know." "That means you need to reply and see where it goes," Brooks adds. "I know, I'm not ready for her to tell me it's over. You gotta stay in the present, man. You can't let all this shit in the past cloud what could be your future," Sterling tells me. "What do you all think about this?" I ask, making eye contact with each of them. "Tell me what you're thinking." "We want what you want," Merrick speaks up. "Look, I've watched these assholes," he grins, "fall in love, and after all the shit Dad used to preach to us growing up, we're all wise enough to understand you don't get to choose who you love. It's going to take work. It might take even more time, but if it's meant to be, it will be," Archer says. "Mare's right. We're with you." Orrin nods. "And hey, we've got alcohol. Legally." Maverick grins. "You need a breather, you know how to find us. We can initiate that phone tree shit or the group chat and we're all there. We got you, brother. Who would have thought my little brother, the jokester, was so insightful? I'm holding you all to that. They all voiced their agreement in some form or another. I hate this, but I fucking love these guys. Now, I say, laying a hand on Archer's shoulder, you have a wife to get back to, and we have to celebrate our new sister and the fact that another one bites the dust. Laughter surrounds me as we make our way back to the reception. I don't know what's in my future. I hope that Jordyn and I can figure this out, but I meant what I said. I can't be the only one fighting for us. A year ago, maybe, but so much time has passed that I need to see it. I need to feel it and remember that connection. I need to know it's not just something I created in my mind.
Chapter 2. Jordyn. Alone in my hotel room, I grip my phone, willing it to ring. My parents think I'm flying home on Monday. That flight is still booked. I won't be on it. It's risky, reaching out to him. But it's something I knew I had to do. I've been evasive long enough. He needs to know why I left. I should have told him the truth a long time ago, but I was afraid. I'm still afraid, but now that there's a chance I can run into him, he needs to know that we can't be together. As soon as my flight landed, I texted him. It took some time, but he finally replied. Tapping on the screen, I pull up his message, reading our exchange. Me. I'm back home, in Atlanta. I wanted you to hear it from me. 4 long, torturous hours later, he finally replied. I've paced the floor so many times, I'm surprised the carpet in my room isn't worn. Ryder. Archer got married today. Me. Oh, I didn't realize. Ryder. It's not like communication has been flowing between the two of us. Ryder. I didn't even know you were finally coming home. Me. I'm sorry. It's complicated. Ryder. Right. Complicated. Me. Can we talk? Ryder. You're ready for that? Because I don't want you to spin me some tale. I want answers. Me. I want to give them to you. Ryder. Time and place? I replied with my hotel and room number. He wrote back with a promise to call when he got to the hotel. I've been clutching my phone ever since. I don't know where the wedding was held, so I don't know how far away he was. I should have asked, but with the way my hands shook during the exchange, I'm lucky I responded at all. I've been dreading this day, telling him why I really left. I know Ryder, the man I love. Yes, love. Ryder Kincaid isn't a man you fall out of love with. I know him, and I know he's going to want to fight against this, but I won't let him. Finally, my phone rings, causing me to jump. I fumble with the phone before hitting the answer button. Hi. I'm here. His voice is soft and sexy, just as I remember. It's been far too long since I've laid eyes on him. And that's about to change. 2 long years. And he's about to be here within reaching distance. I'm in my room, I say, flopping down on the bed. The exhaustion of what's about to happen weighs down on me. I'm on my way up. I'll see you soon. He ends the call, and I stand from the bed. My knees are wobbly, but I ignore that and stand tall as I glance in the mirror. I've lost weight that I didn't need to lose since I've been gone. I guess that happens when you're forced to give up the love of your life. I've been miserable without him. Wiping my sweaty palms on my jeans, I close my eyes and say a silent prayer that I make it through this conversation. It's going to be hard to see him and not want to wrap my arms around him and beg him to stay.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?